Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kyla Grogan from HxGN TV. So the Common Australian Roadside Solution Project, also known as CARS, launched in 2017 with the key objective of improving member support across state lines. Now, since that time, the program has enabled faster response times for roadside assistance and safer commutes for members. And today we have Glenn Toms. He is the CEO of RACQ Assistance, and he's with us to discuss how automobile clubs in Australia revolutionized roadside assistance across the country. Glenn, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, so let's talk about this. You helped spearhead and launch the CARS program, which has been a game changer for 5 car clubs in Australia. That's a lot. Could you tell us more about the program and what led to its creation?
Sure. Well, the Australian automobile clubs are long established. They've been there for over 110 years, some close to 115 years.
Wow.
And over that time we've grown. We cover more than 9 million Australians now for roadside assistance, for mechanical and automotive care on the roadside. But we've all had individual clubs in individual states, and each state has had a different CAD, a different piece of technology. So the real opportunity for us to partner with Hexagon was about putting a platform in place that supported all of those clubs in real time, because our members travel between the clubs, and it enabled real-time member validation and enabled us to put a common platform to improve service across what are large complex businesses.
So I understand the project took 3 years to launch. Tell us a little bit about that process from the initial idea to implementation, because obviously that's a lot.
Well, it was a difficult project because it was more than just a technology project. Because there were 5 clubs involved, effectively there were 5 different ways of doing the same thing. Right. 5 different ways to take a call, 5 different methods of auto dispatch. So outside of choosing Hexagon as our partner for the iCAD and the technical components, we as clubs needed to ensure that we had a common process for doing all of the parts of providing that member service. The principle we used was adopt, not adapt. So we actually adapted all of our business processes to fit within the iCAD and the Hexagon framework, which made our upgrade path hopefully cheaper and more easier, and it gave us a common and easy way to interact with members. One of the more, complex parts of this is that we weren't just looking for a geospatial CAD, so we weren't looking for something just to do a call taker and a dispatch, even though that was critical to the economic success of our businesses. We're also looking for a solution that provided inventory management, because we sell a lot of batteries and automotive parts at the roadside. We were after point of sale in terms of POS facilities so that we could pay for batteries electronically at the roadside. And we were after more complex incident management processes. So our members, outside of just breaking down, sometimes break down thousands of kilometres or thousands of miles from home. We provide car hire, accommodation, and all of that needed to be accommodated within this technology stack. So that technology journey for us was a business journey, it was a technology journey, and we've completed that process now with a system which I think is game-changing because it provides all of that functionality under the Hexagon framework.
So talk about some of the benefits, and obviously we've started talking about that a little bit here, but after the launch, some of the benefits that you saw right away.
Yeah, look, realistically it took us 12 months to become comfortable with the new system. We'd been on platforms for, individually as clubs, we've been on platforms for over 20 years, and we've become very set in our ways in terms of how we operated under those pieces of technology. So having new functionality actually meant new ways of using that piece of technology. So the humans, the call takers, the resource planners, the managers, and our in-field force, our patrolmen and our recovery officers, all had to learn to use that piece of technology. And it took us about 12 months really to become comfortable with it, and we're certainly at that situation now. And we are generating significant benefits. The auto dispatch rates before, under our old systems, were in the 50th to 60th percentile. Now they're in excess of 90.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yes, our club RACQ is sitting at about 92%. The iCAD solution is providing good real-time solutions for us, and it's meaning faster service for our members, and it's actually meaning a more efficient delivery of service for us, which means our average cost for each of those calls is significantly lower now because the technology is effectively smarter than the humans were doing it beforehand.
Hate to say it, but sometimes that happens.
It is indeed, yeah.
So how has the technology helped facilitate inter-club collaboration too, and improved car club member services across the states?
Look, significantly. Our members don't just stay within a state, exactly the same as anywhere in the world. They use their car to travel, and what this meant is that it's real-time member validation. So because 5 of the clubs are now using the same piece of technology, to be able to call into those call centres in those locations, you get real-time member validation to your auto club membership. and significant disaster recovery benefits as well too now. So if for whatever reason our call centre is offline, it defaults to one of the other call centres. We're able to load shed between the call centres. So having a common piece of technology really helps us as clubs to work collaboratively. It helps our members, and it's just a more efficient way to run our auto clubs.
Nice. What other initiatives is ACC looking into to further broaden its membership while continuing to provide premium level support?
Sure, well, I guess when you look at the business that we're in, an ordinary member of the public would look at an auto club as an auto club, someone providing mechanical assistance or towing, but at the heart of those clubs we're logistics businesses. We're very sophisticated logistics operations, so when you call anywhere and have a resource at the roadside within 20 minutes, there's an enormous logistics framework that sits behind. And that's really the heart of the technology piece, is it's enabled us to be better logistics organisations, which actually is the strategy going forward. So this technology and this capability in partnering with Hexagon is going to allow us to expand the sort of services that we provide members beyond just the car. We're going to be able to help them in the home and use that same capability to bring an electrician or a plumber or someone else to the home, just the same as we currently do for a mechanic or a tow truck or recovery vehicle. So really the opportunities are almost endless for us, because as a logistics business, with now an absolute global grade logistics platform, we're able to apply it to a number of ways to help our millions of members.
It's almost like you've cleaned house in a way and organized things that now you can take on new projects.
Indeed, yeah, and the technology is the enabler. Without a common, sophisticated global platform, we're just not possible. It's just not capable of generating the sort of synergies and the utilisation that we're getting out of our current resources.
So in your view, what are the trends that will impact roadside assistance and response management solutions in Australia? Where are things heading?
Yeah, well, they're global trends. Australia exists in a global community, and our automobiles now, whether they're European, North American or Asian, all come effectively from the same manufacturer's base. So, the things that will impact and change our business going forward, and the technology, the Hex technology, will have to adapt as well too, is two things. Really, automation within the vehicle, so autonomous cars.
The big one.
Cars that drive themselves, which actually means that the member won't be calling us, it will be the car communicating with us.
Right.
So the trends are that whereas a member now picks up a phone or uses an app to contact us, it'll actually be their car that's seamlessly providing that data stream through to us so that we can provide those services to them. So, automation and autonomy is incredibly important, but also what powers the car as well too. So, 5 to 10 years ago, cars broke down.
Right.
So they actually failed to go. They stopped while you were driving. Now that's very, very rare. What cars do is they fail to start, which is generally an electrical problem, a coding issue, or the failure of the automated battery. So, whilst there's an internal combustion engine inside the car, there's a model for our traditional roadside. When you look ahead into pure electrically powered vehicles, they'll have a whole range of different issues. They generally won't break down, but they'll require more power because they'll run out of power at the roadside. So I think our model's got to adapt, and the way that our technology deals with the member has to adapt as well too.
And by the same token, you're saying the car will be telling you what's wrong with it.
Correct.
Right?
Completely interactive. Yeah. In fact, your car should know it's going to break down before it does.
That's even better. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Glenn. That was some interesting insight. For more information about today's topic, you can visit hexagonsafetyinfrastructure.com, and to watch additional episodes or learn more, visit HxGNspotlight.com. As always, thanks for tuning in.